And we have
Love is
guests.
blind.
And we have guests, y'all. This is
Love
a
is
very
blind, and we have guests.
yes, what? This is a special that we're calling Two Black Girls, One Rose, and Two Marys. Two Marys. Y'all, but we're not. I know you're here, Rose, and you're thinking we're talking Bachelor. Not so much today. We're going to be talking Love is Blind. Justine and Natasha from Two Black Girls, One Rose. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having
Welcome.
us. So excited. Should be so fun.
Yes. Now tell for your regulars, as you know, but for the voice out there, Justine, you say hello.
Hey guys, it's Justine.
And then Natasha. Yeah.
Yes. Hi, everyone. This is Justine. Or, wow. No, this is not.
Misdirection. That's your drag queen name, girl.
Oh my
Misdirection.
God, I love it.
Yo, we've not recorded this late in a minute.
It's been a long time.
It's been a minute, so we've done like an evening recording.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. This is Natasha.
That's so funny you say that because y'all are like us. Y'all have been doing this for a hot minute.
Mhm,
And when
mhm.
we first started the pod like 7 years ago, we would do it. We would do our day and then we would always work
Yeah.
at night.
Yeah, same.
And then once you start working in the day, we had to do a night show like 3 weeks ago. And it was
I was like nodding off during it.
It was delirious, right? Yeah.
Right. And it's
I'm like-
6:30. It's not that late.
I'm like
Right.
I'm like Kathy from The Golden Bachelor going, it's 9:30. When are we going to bed?
Oh my God, Kathy.
Oh, God.
You expect us to stay up at all hours of the night just for a rose ceremony? Christ.
She was so over it.
so over it. We're gonna talk about Love is Blind Day, but I do want to ask, like, what are your y'all? I mean, you started. Did you start with The Bachelor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We
Yep.
started with
Yeah.
Bachelor. We started with Ari's season of The Bachelor.
Oh
fresh
my
off of-
God. What a
Yeah.
start.
What a I know. It was fresh off of Rachel Lindsay, first Black Bachelorette.
Yes.
We were obsessed with her. We had a whole ritual every Monday night. We'd get wine, we'd get together, we'd watch the show. And then, we decided to start the podcast. And lo and behold, Ari, like the whitest man on earth, is
Doug
The
from
Bachelor.
nowhere.
Doug
not
from
even
nowhere.
From her season, just from nowhere.
And that's how we start with him.
And one of the worst decision makers possibly
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
Bachelor history.
it was bad.
Yeah,
bad.
it was really bad.
Ooh.
Great
Mhm.
ladies, though. Great
Yeah.
cast of ladies.
Great
Yeah.
girls. Yeah.
I had to stop watching because he was literally go, I'm gonna choose what's best for me, and you're like, no, you're choosing the exact worst option. You're such a fuckboy who looks like a good guy.
Yeah.
boy.
He was older, too. He was
Yeah.
like 36 or something. He was an
was,
older
yeah.
bachelor. So that
You
was
would know a
disappointing.
fuckboy who looks like a good guy, Poodle.
Yeah.
Oh.
Damn.
Dated a lot of them.
The burn.
Oh, it's not burn. We both have.
Okay.
Terrible taste in men. So
Oh yeah.
both of us,
Anyway.
just yeah. But okay, so what are your initial thoughts on Golden Bachelor?
Oh, I'm loving it.
Loving it. It's so good.
So good.
Well,
It's a
immediately we both were like, oh, like the same face.
Yeah.
I really like Gary. He's so
Mhm.
sweet. Like, we haven't liked a male lead, a Bachelor lead in a very long time.
Yeah, they all almost seem to play secret douche cards around like episode. They all are like
Yeah.
nice and like we respect women, we love women, and then around episode 7 or 8, they do something awful and say something. You're like, oh, you hate women. Oh, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
They all do it.
Mm-hmm. That is true. About halfway through, they do some fuck shit, and we're like,
episode
oh,
7 or 8,
you're
they'll say
garbage.
something like, I just wish you wouldn't wear that makeup. It makes you look a slut. You're like, oh, thank you. Here we are.
Yeah.
kind of like
Thanks for telling me that.
Showing up, right?
Shades of JP.
Shades of
Mhm.
JP. Which that was a good segue, Poodle. Well, actually, before we get into Love Is Blind, what else do y'all cover too for our listeners that are we call them sissies, our listeners sissies
Who
that
may
are
not
new.
know you.
Oh, hey sissies, hey guys. We are covering Golden Bachelor and Bachelor in Paradise, both on Patreon, and we will be covering F-Boy Island when it comes back to the CW, which
good.
should be very interesting to go from HBO to CW.
I'm wondering,
Yeah.
you can't even say F
Right.
on CW.
No. Yeah. So
No.
that's gonna be interesting. And that was one of the reasons why I loved F Boy Island, because it was on HBO and they could say and
Right.
do whenever and be very
Yeah.
crass. And I don't know what it's gonna feel like on CW, but we'll see.
Yeah.
It
Justine, I was worried if did you pay your light bill? Because your
No.
light just went
I
off.
know, with my ring light, it just all
Just
right
went into
out.
darkness.
Yep. She said, "No more, girl."
Oh,
My
like,
notes here.
one more week, I promise.
Oh my
I haven't
God.
watched. No, I haven't watched any Bachelor in Paradise yet. Have you? Is it? I emailed Joe
Yeah.
and said I've got to start watching because Avon's there and I fucking love him.
Mhm.
Stupid Rachel. Whatever. Stupid. I like,
know.
but whatever. How is Bachelor in Paradise?
Yeah. Check back in like another. When does this come out?
Check back.
Check back. Check back.
Yeah, check back.
Because they're looking a little lean. The cast is a little lean right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
their starting cast is a little weak, so we're thinking they're gonna bring in all the heavy
They'll bring
hitters.
in. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we're feeling like.
Yeah.
They will
And the
bring in
cast-
the fuck boys.
Yeah,
soon, yeah.
eventually. So it's gonna
Yeah.
get good. But yeah, it's a little. They feel pretty young this season too. It's like a new
Mhm.
generation of Bachelor Nation, like that we're getting to know now. So that's a little bit of a different feel. But yeah, I think the preview for next week looked good.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna kick off
There's
with
some good, tall, broad-shouldered men coming.
Ooh.
coming down the
Let's
steps.
just start some drama.
Yes.
It is good eye candy when Bachelor Nation is the best eye candy for sure.
Mm.
I always
Mm.
think that it feels you kind of get to a point where you're kind of like, is this the best we've got? But at the same time, everyone, you're talking about people who are young. I think you should at least have to have swiped right on every eligible person on Tinder, or swiped left to even get on The Bachelor, like in your area. Like, if you're
That's a qualifier.
24, you have no business going on The Bachelor.
None.
You haven't dated enough.
Truly.
Yeah. And you're
Yeah.
not like at a place where you're like, oh, I've tried everything. I
No.
gotta go on TV.
Yeah.
You're not there yet when you're 24.
Totally. We need,
Yeah.
we need our Bachelor contestants so desperate.
Yes. Just well, that's
Yes.
that's what's great about Golden Bachelor. We were talking about this morning that the stakes are way higher. Way
Yeah.
higher.
Yeah.
And they've all
yeah.
had lives. And they've all
They all
had
have lives.
lives.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which-
yeah.
Yep.
And we're going to talk more about that, y'all, because we're going to be going on Justine and Natasha's pod later on in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
So we'll be talking Golden Bachelor then. I will have caught up on Bachelor in Paradise by then.
Nice.
So she'll be ready.
I
But
don't watch that filth.
yeah. Yeah.
I have plans for better filth. I'm too
I
busy.
know, I'm like, what other filth you
I
watching?
know.
90
I
days.
just saw Selling Sunset comes back on
Oh,
November
Selling
5th.
Sunset.
I'm like,
I'm
we
too-
cover
I'm
that
too
show,
busy with-
too.
I'm too busy with Big Brother right now. It's just like
oh,
I'm a Big Brother
got you,
fan.
got you.
Okay.
Even though it's
Yeah.
a crap season, but
Mm.
I have to finish it. I've been obsessed for a long time. So
He wants to
Yeah.
be on it one day. Poodle wants
I
to be.
really, I'm glad I
Really?
wasn't on this.
Oh.
I'm glad I wasn't on this season because Cerie's too good. Cerie from The Traitors is on it, and if I was on it in Cerie's season, she would completely destroy me. But the house is full of dummies. So
Okay.
I
You-
could have done really well then,
Okay.
but it would not have done well for me this season. Cerie and she would have gotten rid of me.
Okay.
Mm.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she would have gotten rid of me.
Yeah,
So interesting.
Next year, I know next year. Okay, let's jump into. We're going to talk about episode 8 and 9, but start with episode 8 of Love Is Blind. This episode's called Love Is a Battlefield. Before, a lot has led us up to this point, ladies, or humans, or just whoever's listening out there. First thoughts of this season of we were talking of a podcast and we said I think Jake looked at me and said, I'm just so fucking ready for new people to talk to us about this because I'm over these people of having your voices.
Wow.
So what are your thoughts so far of this season of Love Is Blind?
Yeah. My first sentiment.
Mm.
Yeah. First sentiment, we talked about this a lot on our podcast too, was Kinetic Content, the production company, they got to tighten up these contracts. These people are dropping like flies. We saw it on The Ultimatum. We saw it on Married at First Sight. Now we're seeing on Love is Blind. Why are there only 2 couples married? Like, what's going on?
Like,
How did Uche and Lydia, how did that mess happen? Uche should be engaged to Leah. We should at least be watching that. You know, like, it just seems like the NDAs or whatever is like these people have too much power that they can just leave the show when they want to. They can drop out, and it's creating a different show. Like, why are we watching Love is Blind with 2 couples?
it's like they didn't vet anyone.
Or
that too.
Right.
Uche should be catapulted into space where he can't bother anyone ever again.
Or that.
I know.
Or that.
Oh God.
where he can't berate someone like a lawyer he wants to be.
Oh my God. I know.
Aaliyah needs to be protected.
I
I
know.
I
That's the
love
thing.
her.
I don't
She's
actually
good gay
want.
friends.
Yeah, she dodged a bullet with Uche.
She
Like,
did,
I don't
she
actually
did, she did.
want her to be engaged, but we need another
But
couple.
That
Something.
is what story tells us. You're responding to what
Yes.
normal story production would tell us.
Mm-hmm.
However, we did not expect that Glenn Close and Fatal Attraction, aka Lydia, would show up
Right.
and fuck
Blow
everything up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Justine, what are your initial thoughts? Kind of.
You know, my first initial thought, especially for these past 2 episodes, is that for this reunion, there's a lot riding on this, right? We don't need Nick. We don't need Vanessa. We don't need Lauren. We don't need Cameron. We need the guy from the Vanity Fair lie detector tests. We need that guy.
Yes.
We need them in individual siloed rooms like a
Yes.
WeWork. And we need
Yes.
them all to take intense 20-minute long lie detector tests.
All
I
of
cannot
them.
even keep up. I need a storyboard. I need arrows. I need a forensic with the black and white photos, newspaper clippings. I need the whole thing. This is so intense with all the amount of lies that everybody's telling.
Yes.
Except
And
for
when they're-
poor sacred Milton, who's not lying to
Poor
anyone.
Milton.
Milton.
And when you do tell a lie, your seat electrocutes you every single time.
Yes.
He likes them. Yeah, because there was just another rumor. Now it's coming out about, I forget her name. We didn't even say, but the blonde woman actually was engaged to some guy.
Yeah,
And
to
they
Carter.
and they went to Mexico. But I guess she's
The
she
rumor
found
is
out
that she had
a
another boyfriend.
So what happened? So what happened is
No.
she actually had a boyfriend, but just wanted to get on the show.
Houston is
Because
shady as fuck, y'all.
She applied for a
The whole
marriage
city.
license with Carter, but then they never returned it. So that means they didn't get married. And then 8 months later,
She married another
applied-
guy.
She married another guy.
Are you? Oh my God.
People are saying, "What's her
oh my
boyfriend
God.
before?"
Oh my God, that's amazing.
So they
It's
just
like-
letting any old body on the show. They're
Like,
not
did you
doing any type of checks.
Yeah.
Background
Houston
checks.
is wild. That's
Houston is
I-
wild.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Seattle was definitely the best season so far. I don't know what you guys think. Like, I think that was
Was that last season?
that was
Last
season
season
4.
was
Yeah.
great.
yeah.
Yeah.
Season
And-
1 and 4, my favorite.
Yeah.
Yes. Totally
Yeah.
agree.
This
Mhm.
to me is entertaining to watch, but it just feels like a different show. It doesn't feel like
Yeah.
Love is Blind. And I will
Exactly.
say these
Love
last
is
2
cringe.
episodes,
That's what we've
Love
been
is
calling
cringe.
it.
These last 2 episodes were a bit of a slog, and Jake was like, "Why are they so long?" And I said, "Because there's only 2 couples.
Two
We're
couples.
spending
Yeah.
so much time
Yep.
Yeah.
with everyone."
Mhm.
So, I guess it's 13 days before the wedding. Let's talk about. I guess before we kind of often talk on our show, we kind of talk about the group scenes, and then we kind of take the couples and talk all about couples. But
Okay.
however, we'll work it out.
Yeah, that
It's
works.
all-
Mhm.
So, what are your thoughts on this? As my grandma Hazel would say, foolishness. This foolishness of this fight is going on with Uche and Milton. They're talking, and Milton has a very Milton way of explaining things to Uche, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
I would have never thought I would hear the phrase Pythagorean theorem.
What was that
when Love is
doing in the
Blind.
conversation? Agreed. Just needs to infuse like scientific knowledge for no
If
reason.
you are an
into everything.
x-axis and he is a y-axis and she is the z-axis.
That was crazy.
Exactly.
That
I
was
feel
crazy.
like he was doing that too because he knows that Uche has no idea what he's talking about, so he's
Yes.
just avoiding the
part of it.
conversation.
Yeah.
I think Milton completely resents having to talk to Uche because Uche is like the older brother who's like always trying to show him up. Because
Yeah.
Uche's the
Yeah.
alpha in every room he's in.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
Milton's like, fuck this.
Mm-hmm.
And Milton hates confrontation. So
Yeah.
he's always
Avoidant.
trying to, he's super avoidant, and he's always trying to, if he's not, he needs to neutralize things. And that's what he's trying to do here. He's trying to neutralize it so Lydia and Uche won't fight anymore. Spoiler alert, that's never going to happen.
Right.
She wants to poke out his eyes. She literally
Yeah.
wants to gouge out his
She
fucking
does.
eyes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
I'm confused by Uche just because he keeps saying, I don't want you to break up and I don't want to ruin your relationship.
Right.
But then he's telling all this fucking tea and literally wanting to show receipts of these text messages, right?
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
And he's like, I don't want you guys to never be together. I just don't want you to say yes at the altar. What do you mean?
You just said two different things. He's such
Right.
a lawyer.
He's such
Such
a
a lawyer.
great
Such a lawyer. Yeah.
I bet he's
lawyer.
a really good lawyer, actually.
Yep.
Mhm.
Really good
Mhm.
lawyer.
Yeah.
He is one of the, I guarantee you, talk about a nightmare relationship, person to be in a
Oh my
relationship
Oh
with.
my God.
I
Yeah.
can't even imagine.
He's
You
saying
never
he got
feel
a
like
bad
you're good
edit.
enough.
That's
Of
all
course
he's
he said
saying.
he got a
Of
bad
course
edit.
he
Of course.
is.
He
Of
did.
course. That checks.
But he
That
still
checks.
said these things.
Right.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Aaliyah, I said it before too. Like if Aaliyah actually had a relationship with Uche, obviously it wouldn't end or wouldn't go well. And it would end with her feeling battered and confused. Like she
Totally.
would walk
Oh.
away like, what just happened to me in
Yeah.
that relationship? Yeah.
Mhm.
He's the worst.
It would-
Supposedly, a lot of people. There was a woman from Houston who was on TikTok. Y'all, this cast has the most leaks of all of them. They're like full of
Yeah.
holes. It's like leaking like a
Dang.
strainer.
yeah. Like you said, what
Like a
what
strainer.
contract is Kinetic using?
And basically, this
I
woman
get it.
said that there was all these. She's like, all my friends from Houston. She's like, this bitch. She's like, I dated him. She's like, every time I looked again, he was on Tinder again. He was on
Mm.
there. So like, it's no wonder he dated Lydia because he dated every woman in
Dated
Houston.
everybody.
So he's a
Oh,
recent cheater
wow.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oof, God.
Okay, so Uche and Milton, they have their talk, but also at the same time, we kind of have Stacy trolling Johnny because Johnny's over here with
Mhm.
her mouth open, like tongue popping at all the.
Oh my
what-
God, that's like something
God.
really. Do y'all know the woman from the Kristen Wiig character from Saturday Night Live, Penelope? She's like, oh my
Yes.
God, I invented that. Oh my God, I really know that really well.
Yes.
To me, that's Johnny.
Oh,
Jake,
God.
Jake hates Johnny.
I
Hates
can't
her.
stand
You hate Johnny?
Dang.
It's because everything is interesting, and she's the victim. I can't stand
Always.
martyrdom.
Yeah, she's
Mhm.
always the victim.
and
Yeah.
She
yeah.
is.
Anyway,
But
Mm.
I go back. I really strong. I liked Stacy at first, even though I've always hated her makeup. We won't get into that, but
Oh,
it looks
Lord.
so
We
good.
got into that.
Oh, mess. Yeah.
Yeah.
We ain't got time for that.
Yeah.
That's too much.
it's
Yeah.
Did you know she's a makeup artist?
You
Don't
are lying.
even
No, swear to
start
God.
that. Don't start that
Swear to God.
rumor.
She
Don't.
has her own Instagram page and that's one of her side hustles. She's a makeup artist.
Oh, no.
That's horrifying. Oh no.
I wish y'all could- we
Natasha's
will
eyes just
record
rolled
this.
out of her
Yeah.
head, y'all. No, it's like Typhoid Mary being like a nurse.
Oh.
Like that's how bad it is.
Stacy.
Oh,
No, she looks
no.
like the thing from Saw. Like the makeup looks like Saw. It's,
Everything
like,
just
it's
looks like
really
it's
bad.
3 shades too dark.
It's
Everything is just-
aggressive.
Yeah,
Way
just too
It's
aggressive.
aggressive. It's aggressive
Yeah.
makeup. I'm gonna use that
Yeah.
word. So, but it felt like she was kind of. Do you feel like? To me, it felt like she was trolling Johnny a little bit and coming at her. Do you
Mhm.
feel like this was deserved?
No. Well, I don't know. I didn't see what Stacy was talking about in the pods or in the like ladies' living room or whatever the hell they call it, but
Yeah.
I don't think all of that was necessary. Izzy's
Yeah.
not dating her anymore. Relax.
Yeah, she's definitely poking and prodding, trying to get some type
Yeah.
of reaction,
Just-
and she knows that Johnny's like a crier, so she's like, at least can get her to
Totally.
cry.
She's
So-
in a position of
Oh.
she's in a position of power now. That's the difference.
Right.
That
Her
too.
and
She got the
Izzy-
man.
Her
Yeah.
and Izzy are like power couple. And
Yeah.
he's even worse though when he's just like,
Yeah,
I
he
railed her.
is.
You'd be so proud of me when I made her cry.
Yeah,
That
that
was
was sick.
So weird for a
Very.
straight man to be like, I was so mean to her. What the fuck?
Mhm.
That would drive me up like the Sahara. Oh my God. Oh, I'd be so disgusted if my boyfriend said some shit like that.
Yeah.
I
that was-
burned
Yeah.
her, sis. Yeah. It was almost like he was like a mean gay talking like to one of his
Yes!
best girlfriends.
was
He's like,
so
girl,
proud.
you should have seen the way I just burned her.
Yes,
It was like mean gay
very.
talking. He was.
Oh,
You know what?
God.
We say on the show all the time, like we say, y'all, we don't want to be right. But I said like 3 episodes
Holy
ago, I said,
shit.
I'm afraid that Stacy and Izzy are going to become like the Alexa and Brennan, where they just
Oh
feel like
yeah.
they feel like
They're
we're
s-
the best
they're-
couple and no one can
Oh, they're
touch
so
us.
awful on
Yeah.
social
And I think
media.
Yeah.
that's
They're
I think
so
that's
awful.
happening.
You don't like them on
Ale-
social?
Alexa
I
and
like
Brennan.
them.
Oh,
I think they're
they
so
are.
funny.
They say maybe they're
I haven't
better
seen
than
them
they
in a
used
while.
to be when they first
Actually,
came out.
at the
they're like,
reunion,
"It's
that's where they
Mr. and
bothered you.
Mrs. Lemieux.
It was
Yeah.
We're-"
It was
Yeah.
the
Fully,
reunion
yeah,
that bothered Poodle because Alexa
reunion was
was
gross.
very. That's what he
Mhm.
didn't like about the.
They
Also,
come
we,
off as like
Okay.
prom king and prom queen vibes.
They
also I
do.
should tell
Yeah.
y'all.
They
Yes.
lean into that. They
Yeah,
do
they
think
do.
they're like the queen and king couple of the
You should
season.
know, too,
Yeah.
Lauren
Jake-
and Cameron are. Shut up. You
That's
never
what makes
did.
it, yeah, that's what makes it so funny because
Yeah.
it's like it's so no one ever mentions them. Everybody always mentions Lawrence and Cameron, so it's just hysterical that they think they're so
Yes.
important.
You should also know Jake hates everyone. Period.
I
Not
do.
much. Like,
I hate
like,
most people.
yeah.
I-
So
I do like Lauren and Cameron. I wound up loving Zach and Bliss.
Zach and
By the
Bliss.
by the end of
Yep.
it
By
from
the
last
ends.
season.
Mhm.
By the
Yeah.
ends.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And but
Brett.
Brett and Tiffany.
Oh,
Love
Brett and
Tiffany.
Tiffany.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
love them.
Love them, of course.
Mhm.
Yes. So yeah, there's
Later-
been a few. Not
later
really much
on,
this season. Go ahead.
We do have a fight where I like it when Uche realizes he's picked the wrong person to have a fight with Miriam.
Ooh.
And she goes, keep your toxic masculinity to yourself. He's like, where do you live? The Middle East? And she's like, you can tell by Johns Hopkins degree wearing ass that blah, blah, blah.
I know.
And I will read you for fucking filth. And he's like, okay, I'm going to walk away.
Right.
Yeah.
And he kept calling her bitter. I'm like, you're the bitter one. Why are you here still fighting with people? You're clearly
Who's-
bitter over
Right.
Aaliyah, Lydia,
Yeah.
Milton. Like, get out of here, please.
Yeah. Did you guys notice Aaliyah was the only one who wasn't there?
You know what? We
Mhm.
didn't even talk about. You're right.
Right?
Mhm.
I was
Mhm.
like, because Uche's saying now on Instagram that they dated after that lunch.
Yeah, right.
And that they're together after that lunch. And I'm like, she would have been there if you all were together.
I don't think she
Oh.
wanted to see.
Lydia.
See,
Lydia.
Lydia. I know
Yeah.
her girlfriend, her fiance, Lydia.
Right.
You mean,
Best
I
friend.
am you. You are me.
You are me. We are one.
I know you because
You are me.
I am you.
What? This is going back a little.
Say a word, and I'm going to say the exact same word. Were you thinking of grapefruit? Because I was thinking of grapefruit too.
What was your? This is going back a little bit, but what was your reaction whenever Uche told Aaliyah that he had dated Lydia? What did you?
Oh
What
my
physically happened to you when you saw that?
I was dumbfounded. I just immediately felt the whole thing was so creepy to me. I was like, wait, what? Lydia's been up her
creepy.
asshole the entire time in
Yeah,
the corridors.
yeah.
What is going on? It felt very, yes, fatal attraction, single white female.
Yeah.
Like it was, I just felt I felt violated and creeped the fuck out.
Mm-hmm. Same.
And then we all spiraled, and we're like, "What? Stop doing your thumbs up! I hate that you
What?
can't see
Oh,
it.
did the
Can y'all
thing-
see
oh,
he's
sorry.
doing thumbs up?
yeah.
Yeah, I see
Yes,
it.
I don't.
he
It's
keeps
the new
doing
Apple
this.
update. I don't know how to fix it. Apparently, I just hold my hand like this. It does. I don't
There
know.
was a production like
Oh.
note or
No,
something. Oh,
I
y'all.
thought that was too.
I kept saying,
That's hilarious.
"Oh, there's balloons and a thumbs up." He's like, "I don't see it," and I was gaslit. Like I was gaslit worse than Aaliyah.
Oh
This
my
season.
God.
No, you weren't.
Then there was like balloons coming down. I'm like, "There's balloons," and I was told,
I
"Nope,
don't
I don't
think
see
he-
balloons." So
Yeah.
I thought I was close to
I was going
getting
crazy.
getting a CT scan because I was seeing things. So stop doing your hand like this.
Oh, God.
I'll try not to. I'm sorry. Where are we now? You waylaid me.
We're basically talking about. I think now we've moved on to Johnny, I think Johnny and they're talking about Uche's talking about Lydia and what happened, and Milton and Uche are they're talking about the Instagram stories and blah blah blah, and it was screenshots, and so that's when Stacy. Let me go back a little bit. So that's when I'm sorry, Milton comes back and basically says, "Take care of Lydia. We're gonna go talk. We're gonna go men talk at the in the laundry room and sit on the dryer," which is weird.
Whatever.
And
that's what they do.
and then he basically says, Milton's like, where he's like, I'd be a really bad friend, Milton, if I didn't tell you. She knew I was going to be here, and she knew she wanted to come in, and I feel like that she kept saying, I feel like I'm going to meet someone from my past here, and if I do meet them, it's faked. So, y'all, he's literally trying to blow this up for him. And it's not necessarily because he gives a shit about Milton.
No.
He wants to stick it to Lydia, and it's so obvious.
And they need to run the tape at the reunion. Run me
Yes.
that tape.
Please.
Run me that tape.
Yeah.
The same way they did the cutie scene. Bring
Oh
that
my
same
God.
clip.
Oh my God.
Oh, the cuties.
The cuties clip will forever live rent free in my head.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
We need to see that at reunion, please.
Do you believe Uche when the things he's saying? Do you believe it? That Lydia
Nothing.
No.
No. Okay.
He is a damn lie.
Mhm.
Why would you sit on all of that information and not tell production, not tell Aaliyah,
That's
not
true.
tell Milton before this moment? Why is she
Yeah.
crazy and a stalker now?
Good point.
That's
Why?
true. That's true.
You sat on you let Leah go back into the pods and be friends with this girl who's crazy.
Mhm.
You let Milton, your friends, get engaged to this girl who's a stalker. Like, you let production keep her around when you knew she knew that you were there, and that it doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up at all. I can't believe any of it. I don't know what to believe with him.
Nope.
Production's come back about this and said, we told them they can't date anymore in the pods, and that they have to be quiet about this. And that's what Uche has defended himself with. However, it seems like you could have done things in a way that maybe not berating her for cheating that first day, seeing as how you have someone in the pods who
That
you
he
supposedly
digged down
cheated
2 months
with.
before. 2
Bingo.
months before.
Yep.
The ivory tower that Uche lives in must be beautiful.
And glass.
Wow.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, and glass. I'm never dating men again. They're terrible.
They are.
They're just terrible.
You know what? I love that they're terrible, and then I can just fuck them over.
Wow.
Gosh.
Oh wait, I'm the terrible one.
Yeah, there you are. I knew you'd get there.
So I want to talk about this conversation where Izzy is talking to Johnny, and this we kind of thought was just unnecessary. We mentioned this a little bit before. He's like, we were never really together, and y'all, if someone has the potential for cruelty to be cruel now, get ready because they're going to use it on you later. So I feel sorry. He'll throw this out at Stacy one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
yeah.
true. When you think of his dynamic with Stacy, he's like the nice one and she's kind of like the tough hardo, but we see a different side to him when he sits with Johnny and keeps going after Johnny and Chris and all this, and it's like, where's this side coming out? Like, we don't see it with Stacy, but we're gonna see it eventually.
You will. You'll see it when things don't go well.
Yeah.
And when there
I wonder
aren't
it's a
cameras
power
on you.
thing. Because right now, Stacy has a power in their relationship.
Yeah.
Good point.
That's
Yeah,
true. He's the
that's
small one.
true.
He's the small one in the
Yeah.
relationship.
He's the small one with badass credit.
Oh.
We'll get to that.
Right.
Even though Lydia, Johnny knew he had
Johnny
that credit.
knew.
Johnny
Yeah.
knew. Yeah.
Johnny knew.
That's
And she
true.
still watered him.
Yeah.
So even Chris, poor Chris, who I said if you squint your eyes enough, he kind of looks like a Disney prince.
yeah.
enough.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
But he's perfectly nice and a little like sawdust. But
Oh
But
god.
he was kind of like, you shouldn't. He was trying to have it both sides. Like, I don't think you should really call her. Say that she's not a bad person. And he's basically, and then later on, Izzy's like, well, she told me she loved me 4 times, and Chris is like, what? She told
I
you she
know.
loved
I
you.
know.
She,
Poor thing.
That
and
was
Izzy
so
goes,
sad.
4 times.
Yeah,
I
Izzy, it was so
know.
ridiculous.
He's so ridiculous. It seems like Johnny hasn't said to Chris that she's loved him 4 times. That's what it seems like she's been holding back with it. Like, oh my god.
She's like, oh my god, I mean, like you were like the best thing in the pod, but like not who I'm really attracted to. And I'm like, sometimes think I'm losing with you, but you're really great.
Oh.
Poor Chris.
All right, this fight
Poor
stuff is
dumb
right. We can
Chris.
kind of wrap through this and get to the couples, but I think the last,
Mhm.
as I said, told Jake, I said all you need to know if you didn't watch this, it just ends with there's no more gold goblets. They're just holding White Claws and yelling at one another.
Or bottles.
Or
Full
bottles.
bottles of wine.
I missed that. Really?
Yeah,
No,
Stacey
someone
was
had.
just
Stacey
throwing-
was
just-
drinking out of the bottle.
Just
Oh,
drinking. Just
dang.
drinking.
Oh,
Yep.
White girl wasted. Just,
No, Stacey at the end of this scene where she's fighting with Izzy and she's trying to pick a fight.
Mhm.
Well, let's talk
Mhm.
about that. When they come home and the dogs are jumping, she's like, down, down, down.
They
Tucks.
both were so obviously drunk. Yeah.
And y'all, you can tell what kind of drunks they are because she's a mean drunk and he's a weepy one.
Yes.
Aw,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Aw.
Like clockwork, he was in the closet crying. Like,
Oh, God.
He's like,
The
"Don't get
closet.
get
in the
away from
closet.
me."
Crawl down. He looked like Aaliyah with her shoes, like flying down the wall, like Jesus.
oh god.
God.
We call that guys, don't watch 90 Day Fiance, but Chantel once slid down the back of the
Mhm.
wall like
Her
she
and
looked like
Pedro
the
in a
llama from The Emperor's New Groove.
Oh my God.
And
Damn.
she's
Yes.
crying, and
Yeah, it looks like
it's the
and-
greatest look.
it's like an R&B video. There's this.
It
it's like a
really
classic
is.
thing.
It's
Yeah.
Unbreak My
Oh.
Heart.
I was
Yes.
just thinking of Tony
Yep.
Braxton. I break my heart when he dies on the motorcycle.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yup.
Hey, that music video was part of my sexual awakening, and I cried.
Remember seeing them riding on that motorcycle, and I was like,
Tyrese, right?
That was Tyrese.
Was it
I said,
Tyrese?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Why do I?
Oh,
why
yes,
do I want
know.
to be her? Why do I want to be her now?
Yeah.
But I'm still
Oh.
enjoying these smooth vocals.
Right.
Miss Braxton, if you're nasty.
Oh.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about Monday. There's flowers because it's Flower Day or
Neutral
Wait,
colors, neutral flowers, though.
Yeah.
No,
Remember,
that's
She
right.
only likes neutral flowers.
That's it.
What the
See-
fuck is that?
Natasha got that just seen.
Ridiculous.
I didn't get that either. When Jake said that to me, I went, "What?" I
She
didn't
likes
know
Oh
that.
neutral
yeah.
flowers.
She had a
She likes
request.
neutral flowers.
Yep.
Taupes.
Neutral colored.
She doesn't do
fla-
red.
White.
She doesn't do red roses.
That's right.
Only
Those
white
don't
or
grow in
whatever.
nature, Stacy. What?
A beige rose? What is she? A
Bitch
heather
curates.
gray rose? Like, what do you?
Yeah.
I
A
can't.
beige-
She
I'll
curates
tell-
what she wants.
A beige rose is a beige flag. Yes.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Yep.
something later.
Mhm.
Okay, so Izzy's like talking to her saying, Chris deserves a good woman. I'm just defending Chris. Chris deserves a good woman. And Stacey's like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to tell you about it. I'm over this.
Why
Over-
you always compare her when you're? Why you always compare her when you're like talking about how bad our relationship is? You know.
And you just railed into her, and that made me hard. Made my dick hard.
Yeah.
Yo,
What-
he did
what
not
are
get the hint.
Yeah.
I want to know what about these things turn him on. Like, what does this mean? Listeners, sissies, you guys are called, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love for you all to write in and then you guys update on our show. What is this kink? Because this is a kink that he,
Totally agree with
right?
you.
It's like a thing that he likes. He likes
Mm.
fighting and then fucking, right? So, like, what is
It's a-
that?
I think it's a power thing for him. Totally.
Yeah.
I think to especially because I think
Yeah.
he's totally chasing money. I think he's total money chaser.
You don't think
because-
Izzy's in love with her at all?
I think he is, but this is part of it. I think y'all also, we mentioned this before when he says his new job is in insurance and things like that. He's like, the sky's the limit. MLM. It is totally reads like looking for my downline. Like, I can't wait to
No,
get
take a
people
quiz
into
in my
this.
bio. Oh
Yes.
no.
Boy, y'all, friends don't let friends take quizzes in their bio.
No,
Don't ever
No.
do
no.
that.
Don't ever do that.
But no, I think you're right. This is a kink, and this
Yeah.
is something like power couple-ish. Let's just rub it in everyone else's nose, and we're the king and queen of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was a moment where Stacey was like, then why didn't you get engaged?
Oh
Yeah.
And I was like, that's just the rules of this television show. Like, can we just say they're in real life? You are.
Right.
Like,
No, they proceed to have the pettiest fight possible.
Ugh.
And it's gross because they're both throwing things at the other, and she's worse because she's wasted, and she just wants to just do a flex and like DoorDash some fucking caviar because that's what she's used to at this point.
She is.
With daddy's
could you
money.
imagine that's her drunk food?
Yeah, it's like, oh my
Caviar.
god, I
That's
love
her
caviar.
drunk food, for sure.
Only caviar, but like make sure the spoon is ivory.
For sure.
That's what
Oh,
she wants to
God.
do at this point. And at one point, she's just like, she basically says, you know what? You're trying, whatever you do here isn't enough.
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
like,
Basically.
it's like, but I try to make it sound like you're doing it, but I am. And she's like, no, you know what? I'm doing everything. You're never doing anything if you're not tired enough to do it. And he's like, that's sorry to hear you say that. And he just goes, and he just runs into the closet and
Cries. She's like very much obviously a princess, and I feel like Izzy promised her a lot of foolishness. He was gonna
Agreed.
do the rose petals. She mentioned something about a bath, giving baths and stuff. Like
yeah, drawing a bath.
baths. She didn't pull out of nowhere. I feel like he was saying shit in the pods, and now she's coming to collect her foolishness, and he's not delivering.
I think you're dead right. And she
Future
took it
faking.
seriously.
Izzy was future faking.
Oh, that's his favorite
Future
word.
faking.
Oh,
yes.
yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
It's
it.
a covert narcissist thing. Now, and what do you, when she says, she brings up the whole, what do you do for, you don't do enough for me, but also she says, Stacey says, I want someone who's romantic. I want someone who desperately needs, I walk in and they desperately need me. What did you think of that statement when she said that?
Girl, you have a dog already. Or 3.
Right.
Like, you don't
ain't
need
none of them
I need another
behaved.
puppy dog.
behave, not one. They'll look so cute and very friendly, and like
Uh-huh.
they love you the second you walk in the door.
Mhm.
Why do you need
has
anything else?
animal
my God,
behavior
you are
classes.
right.
Yeah.
Justine, she wants a dog. She wants another dog.
Another
Mhm.
one. It seems
Another
like they
one.
have 3 in there.
I really, that's why I think her family love him so much. When when he showed up, they're like, thank God someone to take this drama queen off our hands. We're sick of having to hold her hand every fucking family gathering because she's got a new drama. The sisters are all married. They're like, give us a break, please.
Give us a break. Well, so they have, I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Otherwise, we're going to do a 3-hour podcast and our producer will kill us. Because we still got episode 9. So they make up at her Pilates studio where she's teaching. I think it's a humana makeup. I feel like there was nothing really that deep to be said. There was, though, quite a I'm sorry gift. What did you think about his gift to Stacey?
The plunger.
The plunger with
Yeah,
the
the
word
plunger.
with words written on it. Would that touch your heart if your SO gave that to you?
I feel like there was an inside joke that we missed, and so
Well, it's because
Like, what is this?
she basically stopped up the toilets in the first night there.
Oh.
But
I forgot about that.
that's why you were bringing this up before, and that's why it was funny, and she liked it. So it actually fits her bathroom humor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
I missed that.
But y'all,
I don't want a plunger.
it all made sense because she likes gifts, and
Yeah.
that was all. And like
That's all she
that's
needed.
all- and that's all he
simple
could
to deal
afford.
with.
yeah.
He just went to Lowe's.
Yeah, basically.
No, he can't afford
Yep.
Lowe's. He went to the dollar store and got a plunger.
Because
Dollar
y'all
General.
know why? He can pay with cash there.
Oh no!
Damn.
Oh God!
Oh.
I said on our show that he bought something with a money order.
No!
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God!
The money order.
Both their
7-Eleven
storylines
money
are
order.
so blown out. Like Izzy is like this scammer doing an MLM, like
Yeah.
can't get a car,
and-
like can't get a house, doesn't even live in his house, and then Stacey's like this princess who's like
Welcome to
Zsa
our
Zsa
show,
Gabor,
girl.
and like she's
No, you're right, and that's what happens when you only have two couples.
two
Yeah,
couples.
that's
yeah, that's
it.
true.
That's
Too much
the
because
issue.
normally I said this episode would end, but no, we still got to have Stacy meet Izzy's mother. I don't know if
Mhm.
there's much to talk about here. I mean, we meet
Mm-mm.
the mother, and the mother goes, "Did y'all have any thoughts about the mother Stacy meeting?" She
No.
gave good meet the mother to me.
Yeah, she did. She seems
Yeah.
nice.
She was
That-
nice. Yeah.
A different, it went very different than when Lydia meets Milton's mother.
Holy shit! Wow, that
We're
woman
talk
needs to
about
work
now.
for the
Rita.
FBI.
Yeah.
Truly. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Can
let's
y'all
talk
imagine
about-
meeting your significant other's mother, and she was like that?
Like that. We can go
Yeah.
toe to toe, girl. You think you're the only one who can look up somebody's LinkedIn? I'll look you up right back, girl. What?
What?
There's a reason your son picked me.
Let's-
Hello?
So you're telling me that Rita and the sister Jessica,
Yeah.
you could go
Oh
toe
my
to toe.
God. The sister would be tough. The sister.
Oh,
would be tough.
She's so stern. Yeah.
And she had her husband and her baby too. So it was like, well, I have a husband and a baby and a job, bitch. Like it was very, like, I was like, oh God.
You're right. Those were like her throwing out her, like she threw 3 dicks on the stage. She's like, look
Yeah.
what I got.
Bam.
Yep. Exactly.
Exactly.
I got a husband and a baby.
Yep.
And so, okay, so so Lydia's meeting Milton's parents. Rita, I forgot the father. Oh, the father's James because he's actually
Mhm.
James.
Yeah.
He's James the Fourth, and he's James, and Milton is James the Fifth.
Or
Mhm.
no, yeah, something like
No,
that.
you're right. No, the
Milton's
baby would be James the
and
Fourth.
Milton's baby
So
would
Mi-
be the fifth. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So, wh- do you feel like that mom is happy about this situation?
Not quite. I mean, I think the mom, you could tell Milton's like her baby. Like he could do no wrong. Like
Mm.
she's like, he can work on washing the dishes. Like, don't worry. Like he'll learn eventually. Like she's the type that makes a lot of excuses from him. I feel like.
Ah.
I don't think
Even though she's
necessarily
accusing
happy.
him, yeah, of not doing it, but she still does it for him.
but she still
She
does
still
it for
picks up
him.
his yeah.
Mhm.
100%.
Mhm.
So I don't know if she's happy that maybe somebody else is taking over this mama role for him and she's getting some of her time back. But the mom, the sister, the dad, I don't think they're.
No, I
They're
think they
picking
all
up
had
this.
they all had like a plan for Milton, I think, and this was not according to plan.
Mm-hmm.
So they're
Mhm.
mad about it.
Mm.
It didn't fit their plan for their kids to do really well, go to school, get their master's degree, and marrying Lydia off of, let's call it what it is, a TV game show, did not really fit
Not fit the
into
plan.
Rita's plan.
Although, but she
No.
has the degree. She's a STEM. Rita said she
Mhm.
liked that.
Yeah.
So, how did you feel Lydia did with meeting Rita? How did you feel Lydia presented herself?
she always had an answer
Yep.
and they didn't like that. But then if she didn't have an answer, they wouldn't like that either. So
You know what Jake said? Jake said I felt like it was a job interview and that it went bad. And I went, that's true. But if she didn't do that, she would have. There was no way
Yeah,
she
she
couldn't
would
win.
I don't think
Yeah.
she could have won. I think
No.
Yeah.
mom and sister were already decided on being against whoever he brought in, unless
Yeah.
they chose that
Yeah.
woman.
Yeah.
I mean,
100%.
what would you do if your sister just said in the middle, "It's phony. This whole thing's phony."
Yeah, the sister was she was like, "What are you doing, Milton? Why are you getting married?" Like asking all these hard questions right in front of Lydia. I was like, "Oh God, she doesn't give a fuck.
That's just
No.
some audacity.
She don't give
Fuck.
a fuck." Yeah,
Not at all.
And
Am
she's
I-
watched every season of the show.
That too. She seemed
You can
well
tell.
read on
Yep.
Love is Blind. Yeah.
Yep.
She watched Love is Blind Brazil, Love is Blind Japan. She
Japan.
watched them
Yes.
all.
Yep.
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 Mm.
The best
She on the
question-
Reddit.
Yes, the best question was the mom who said, "What's someone who's 30 doing with someone who's 24?"
Great
Basically
question.
saying, "What's wrong with you?"
Yeah. Yep.
Basically.
Great
I
question.
kind of agree.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Definitely. And then Lydia's answer, even she was like, at 24, I probably wouldn't be married or probably wouldn't be ready for marriage either. Like, that's not helping your case.
Not helping
Like,
your case. No.
To me though, a lot of this was it felt fake because she kept saying every relationship that I've had has taught me about things that I don't want. What would you say my biggest weakness is? That I work too hard. It all felt very job interview to me.
I did feel
Mhm.
like I'm
Yeah.
a perfectionist. That's my biggest
Yeah.
weakness kind of
Yeah.
an answer.
Yeah.
It did, for
Yeah.
sure.
Um
Yikes.
ooh, I think I think we covered
I
everything.
think that's it for that episode. I would just like to say, I don't think I would go back to this family's house. I think I would just call it right there and say, "Sorry, Milton, I have been
Yeah.
devastated by your mother and sister. I'm going to look elsewhere."
Oh, could you
Yeah.
imagine Thanksgiving at their
Yeah.
house? The games they
Oh,
probably play?
No,
Mm.
that's why That's
Mm.
why I always say date an orphan, because no in-laws means all
Damn.
the family time for you.
Yeah.
You don't have anybody siding with your significant other like your family.
Oh God. Even
That's-
how Milton started off, when they were driving in the car, he was like, I don't typically like bringing people home to my family.
I
Mhm.
wonder
Like-
why.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
very
Oh, God.
insular. They want. I
Yeah,
guarantee
they're
they
tough.
bust them around. Yeah, they're tough.
Not warm
Mhm.
at all. Yeah.
Mhm.
No, not warm at all.
Should we go on to episode 9?
Love
Love
on
on
the
the
Rocks.
rocks.
We're getting some marriage licenses. We see Stacy and Izzy getting it. We see Lydia and Milton getting the marriage certificate.
Congratulations, you're not related.
Yay, your blood match
Blood
or
test
doesn't
tells
match.
you you're not related.
Y'all, let's talk about some wedding dresses, shall we?
Mhm.
Let's.
Again, normally it's this kind of long, involved process. We get to see all these different dresses. We get to
Yeah.
meet all these
Mhm.
people's parents. No, we're just getting 4 looks this whole fucking
Yeah.
episode because there's only 2 damn
That was
brides.
pretty quick. Yeah. Oh God.
I need my own Love is Blind.
Yeah.
I know
just-
that was sad. I love the wedding dress scene, and we just
Mhm.
didn't. It wasn't giving. Yeah.
And
It
also,
wasn't giving.
it wasn't really there because there's usually like at least 4. There's always
Mm-hmm.
someone's family who can't be there, so it's really dramatic. And now
Mm,
everyone's still kind of fine with it, so it doesn't
Mhm.
really matter.
Mm-hmm.
I need remember
Yeah.
when who was it? When someone's mom was what season was it when someone's mom just was like not having it? Oh no, you know who it was? Remember when Danielle from season 2's mom who had like the
Mhm.
wine slur?
That is the
Ooh.
exact moment that I thought of Jake. I was like, remember when Danielle's mom flat out called her fat when they were shopping
like,
for wedding
you're
dresses?
looking a little chunky, honey, with who's got another Chardonnay for me?
Right.
You do?
Where's my Yeti?
Guess what? That one makes you look hippie, honey. It's not good for
Oh.
you.
God, she was
God.
terrible.
It was terrible. Yeah.
She was a fucking star.
She
I
was.
miss
Yeah, she
her.
was.
I miss that mother.
You're
Um,
so lovely.
they're not together either. I think
They're
pretty much
not.
hate each other now. So
Mhm.
what? I didn't have a problem with this, but what did y'all think? Because Jake did of Vanessa Lachey wearing white.
No.
Ugh.
Always
thank
trying to
you.
just
I had
snatch
a
everybody's
problem with
attention.
it.
And it was a pussy blow blouse. Girl, get that shit out of here. Oh my God, why are you wearing a full St. John suit to this?
Yeah.
Sit out somewhere. Oh my God.
Honestly, they're here.
Oh.
They're here to be brides. Don't you fucking wear white. I'm not a fan of
Seriously.
hers. I
No.
haven't been for a
Yeah,
while.
no.
Last reunion pretty much turned me into a complete
Yeah.
hater.
Yeah.
Yep.
I haven't been a fan of her like gravelly like voice and her reproductive like zeal for a long time.
Seal.
Yeah.
It feels like the Handmaid's Tale to me, y'all. She's just like counting
Yeah.
sperm counts and eggs.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I had a problem with the white, and I think even Stacey says, "Oh, you're wearing white."
Mm-hmm. Someone called her
Mhm.
out. It's like,
Stacey
oh
was
my
yeah.
God.
Let's talk about Stacey. So, what did you think? We see her first dress.
Mhm.
We didn't. What do you think? It was fine.
Yeah, looked like
fine.
every other dress.
These dresses are both fine.
What do you think about her second
Yeah.
dress?
Her second dress wasn't what I thought she was talking about.
That
She
she
was talking
wanted.
about like not walking out in a basic bitch dress. She wants to walk her out in like a fabulous avant-garde garment, and then it was a
It would.
A basic
It was
bitch
pretty,
dress.
but it
wedding
was
dress in
basic
the
bitch dress,
store.
yeah.
Like-
Do you think? Do you think Stacey's an Enneagram 4?
I don't know if anybody knows what
what's
that is. But
that?
What that
Enneagram
means?
I don't know the
4
numbers. Yeah.
Poodle's an
I call
Enneagram 4.
I'm an
That's one of his-
Enneagram 4. They like
Okay.
we're individualists. We like to be different.
Oh, okay.
Mm,
But
mhm,
no,
mhm.
I think she is, but she basically still likes to drink Kim Crawford wine or
Right?
so
Right.
Girl, you own a Pilates studio and teach in bedazzled sneakers.
thank you.
You're gonna choose a
Ew.
regular dress. It's fine.
Like,
It's
you are-
okay.
You live the basic life. Just own the
Yeah.
basicness.
And
Right.
when she said maybe I'll just design something, I went,
Girl,
Yeah.
oh my
I said to-
god.
She's like, I'll just cut something on my own. Girl, with what? Please.
What? You don't know what bias even means.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's what I learned from Tim Gunn. Cut it on the bias. On
Oh my God, yeah.
what do we think about Lydia's dresses are pretty much what I thought they would be.
Mhm.
Kind of like the strappy thing, but I thought the
Mhm.
dress she wanted, I was like, that's really safe for you.
Mhm.
I kind of
I
wanted
wonder
like
if-
something cut up.
Was the dress that she got one of the, like, you can detach the skirt on
Oh,
it?
that's right.
I didn't like
Yeah.
that. I like the
don't
back
usually
of it,
like
but I didn't like
those.
the front.
Yeah.
It always
But-
looks like now.
yeah.
Now, first I'm a bride. Now I'm a cocktail waitress. It always looks a little.
Yeah.
It looks, and I think this is fine in life, but it feels tearaway drag queen reveal.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
it
give
does.
Reveal on
I'm
the
does.
runway.
That's
I
the
am
runway
all
theme.
for that, but I'm not for that. Yeah,
Not for the wedding.
Not for the
Tearaway
wedding.
drag queen.
No.
Not for the wedding. No, not
Mm-mm,
for the
mm-mm.
wedding. All right. So wedding dresses done. Let's kind of go on to just long sessions of these couples. So
Mhm.
Stacey and Izzy go to dinner. They're going to dinner at NASA.
This was so random.
Very Stacy, right?
Very
It's a
Stacey, I
regular plane
guess.
hanger for date night.
Oh
Like,
my god.
Because she
I mean,
loves private jets.
yeah.
I will say, because I have family from Houston, like Houstonians take big pride in NASA, that NASA is there. And it was closed for a bit.
Oh,
And then I think it
okay.
opened back up. So it is a
Okay.
very big Houston thing, I will say.
oh,
Okay.
okay.
But
okay.
also, yeah, like I would think about the way like people in LA even talk about like the observatory or
Okay.
it's almost like you would
okay.
think of the Empire
Okay.
State Building, New York. It really is
Yeah.
kind of a
Right.
thing of Houston.
Okay.
I
Okay.
was like,
got it.
who gives
Okay.
a fuck? Like when we were
Yeah.
talking about it, I also wrote down: is it possible that the closer we get to the wedding, her makeup gets more and more intense?
Oh
It's
god.
like she's putting on more.
Yeah. The bronzer's
Natasha
out of
called it-
control.
It's
bronzer's
aggressive.
wild.
It's
Super
getting more
aggressive.
aggressive. I think
Yeah.
after hearing you say that word, I think what's happening is Stacey is doing some type of spells when she puts on her makeup, and she is trying to control Izzy more and more.
Oh,
And that
no.
so the blush is just a symbol of that. That's what I'm
To me,
thinking.
it looks like she's just rubbing her face in the dirt, and like
Doesn't
it's
look
like
good.
this is getting bronzed, but nothing
Mhm.
else is.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
awful.
It's just the wrong color. That's what
the
it'll
wrong
do to
color.
you.
She's
Yeah.
a very
Yeah.
fair-skinned woman.
very
and-
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
Yes. So
Anyway.
they're having dinner. Again, I've already said this on our pod, but I was in Young Astronaut, so I went to space camp, so I would have loved
Aw.
this dinner
Well,
because I
Oh my
love
God.
space.
let's be clear. You went to the one in Oklahoma City, not
We-
the one in Alabama.
Not in Oklahoma City. It was in Norman at OU University because we couldn't afford Atlanta. And yes, there was the space shuttle was made out of 2x4 wood and painted like a space shuttle because that's what we could afford.
Oh,
It
Oh my
wasn't
goodness.
nice,
It
y'all.
wasn't
It
No.
nice.
wasn't nice.
Oh,
Anyway, it
God.
wasn't good. I ended up killing an astronaut during our fake mission. I was the surgeon monitoring them, and I killed him. And I said, "Well, crap," over the microphone. And my mother was so embarrassed, she walked out of the room and
oh
waited for me in the
no.
car.
And that's why you never became an astronaut.
That's why we never
Yeah, there's it.
That's it.
Oh God.
Later on, she is packing, and I wrote, Stacy seems cool and distant. And
If this was RuPaul's Drag Race, we would have heard the snake like.
the shade,
Oh my
the
God,
shade rattle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Yes.
mhm.
Now, y'all, they've had a conversation a little earlier, and he's like, "So, what did you think, or what did you think about the conversation we had?" Totally pumped her by producers because she obviously doesn't want to talk about it because
Talk
she's
about
being
it.
quiet.
Mhm,
Yeah.
Yeah.
mhm,
And she
mhm.
says, "Well, I don't know if I can trust you with the credit card stuff." And we find out something that Johnny said earlier. He had iffy credit ratings. He had already broken his lease. He has had no credit card at all, and he's 27 years old. And
He's
he
29
said
now.
he said, well, he's 29, but he was 27 when the show was filmed, I believe. And he says, "Well, I used them in college, and then I just didn't really like them anymore. And this whole idea, I prefer cash. I prefer feeling like Scrooge McDuck. Don't really love the credit
Yeah.
card."
Mhm,
What did you guys
mhm.
think about this? What did this whole conversation when she was kind of like asking about credit cards?
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah, he was rambling. He was a bumbling fool. I
Wasn't it?
think it was painful.
And
It
she
was really
called him
painful.
on it.
It was painful.
She called him,
Yeah.
yeah, and they had to have it on camera, and I'm sure
On
he was
camera.
embarrassed
Yeah, it
already.
sucks.
And I felt for Stacy too because I can't do lying. I just can't do lying. I don't even care
Mhm.
about it. Like she talked to him in the pod. She said about finances. He didn't bring it up. His reason is he wanted to have a longer conversation. Like his excuses didn't even really make sense,
Bullshit.
and I feel
Mhm.
lied
Bullshit.
to. And that's the
Mhm.
issue.
Mhm.
You're lying. I don't
Mhm.
care if it's only over $3,500 and whatever. It's still a
Mhm.
lie. You should have
Mhm.
brought this up before.
No, that's what I
Would
wrote
you marry?
down. I
Would
went,
you marry him if this was you and you found this out?
I can't do the lying. Why are you lying about
that's
this?
what I wrote
Yeah.
down. He's a liar. This is
Yeah,
when I
he's just a
went,
liar.
he is going to lie to her when it's convenient for him,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
not
Mhm.
this whole thing about the whole like lost and found shit, and that idea of, I was trying to be truthful with you. No, this was some kind of power play, and it
Mm.
felt
Yeah.
like you were keeping
Right.
trophies, and it was gross.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's so
Yeah.
weird how for Izzy, he came off until he got out of the pods. I think he could have been halfway decent guy. And the more we
Mhm.
started learning, we're like, "Oh, you're just a normal douchebag. You're the garden variety."
Mhm.
I
And he
get it
really wants to
now.
be the nice guy cuz he can cry on command. He's emotional, like he
Yeah.
really wants to lean into that, but
He,
he
but
has
he's
shitty
just a
tendencies.
Bartiz. We didn't think he was, but he's
He's
Oh
just
my
just
God.
Oh,
Bartiz.
Not
Bartiz and drag.
Bartiz.
Oh,
No,
God.
not
although,
Bartiz.
although weirdly enough, I was never attracted to Izzy. I was quite attracted to Bartiz.
You
Oh,
were?
yeah. Oh,
Mm.
y'all.
Oh,
He was
Not the
attracted to
haircut.
Bartiz
oh,
until
oh.
weddings. It was a
No.
Really?
long time.
Look, I
Yes.
have a
No.
You
long
should be
history.
shocked, Justine.
I
It
have,
is awful.
I have a long history of being attracted to some brothers who just fool me over and over. So it was
Wow.
just
Bartiz
part of my
told you
pattern.
who he was
I
over
know.
and
I
over and
know. And I
over
wanted to
again.
root for him. I was like, I can fix you.
Did
I can
you?
fix you, Bartiz.
Oh, okay.
That's-
No,
Okay.
we're-
it was over as soon as we saw that dangly earring, and most people
The
knew
Oh.
it.
second.
And the
The
haircut.
second.
Oh, see,
And
I
the
saw the day.
hair.
I
Oh,
saw
the
the dangly
hair.
earring, and I thought he had. I just thought he had flair. I know it's bad. I'm much better now.
Flair.
I'm much
He had
better
a little
now.
edge.
Yeah, a little
No.
edge. I'm much better now.
Oh God.
This conversation, y'all, is, and she kind of says, she puts an end to it and says, like, you know what, we'll get through it. And
Mm-hmm.
this is interesting because I think we all know, right? Like, Dad sunk like $500,000 in this house. Her father has
Oh, yeah.
literally
Yeah.
paid
Oh my
paid
God.
for this house. So
Yeah.
I really do believe it might be something she's worried about. She just always expects her father to bail him out, and that'll
Yeah.
probably happen.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
someone told us, she's like, we all know that Izzy's going to wind up working for Stacy's father, right?
I told
Yes.
you that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I said that.
Yes.
Oh, I don't think
Yeah.
so.
Oh,
Someone,
You
someone,
never give me
someone,
credit. I'm the one
someone
that said it.
Someone well regarded told me that. Definitely
No,
not
I
you.
said it was like that movie, like My Best Friend's Wedding. Anyway, okay. So, is there
That's
anything
basically
else?
it. It just ends with her saying, "It's gonna be okay."
It's gonna be
Mhm.
okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then
Mhm.
Milton and Lydia. What the fuck?
Oy.
I have
What?
no,
Oh my
I have
God,
no
this
words
date
for
at the
this scene.
museum, the night at the museum with Lydia and Milton.
Night
Oh
at the
my
museum.
God.
A remake. It's not Ben Stiller, and
No.
Robin Williams is dead. So we're gonna
And-
do it with Milton and Lydia.
Yeah.
There's
And
gonna
there's
be
no comedy.
animals.
Take out the
but
comedy.
No
but, Lee-
laughter
but
at all.
Lee-
Yeah.
Lydia
Mm-mm.
might bite off his head like a triceratops when she gets too
Yes.
angry.
Yes.
Replace all the exhibits with
Oh.
minerals.
Oh my God. Have you guys noticed?
Yeah.
We said this on our show for Lydia and Milton. They've never completed a fight. They only end it with a joke about their
Yeah.
age.
Yeah.
They're always
It's-
like, oh, you're just because you're so old. That's why you don't get it. And then they just move
Mhm.
on.
Well, it's the
You were
because he
so
is-
right because I brought that up. I was
Mhm.
like, this fight
He
You
ends
did
so
too, huh?
weird.
He is
Yeah.
he is so ready to end confrontation that he will do
Mm.
anything.
And I never realized it's with an
Yeah,
age
that's
stroke.
true.
I've never realized it was that.
Always.
Always.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's that
He's
weird
so ready
thing.
because he's so afraid of actually fighting, and because obviously the living in that situation that he grew up in, no one
Mhm.
fought, and when they did, they were probably chastised for raising their voices or
Mhm.
or something
Yep.
like
Very
that. So it's-
controlled. Yeah.
it's very uncomfortable for him to
Mhm.
to be
Yeah.
emotional, quote unquote. And I was saying this on our podcast. For him, the word emotional means angry. It doesn't
Mm,
really. I
yeah.
think it means
Mm.
angry.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because
And
I understand where he's coming from, and we can have a whole conversation about people of color and not being angry and all that kind of. That is
Mhm.
one thing, but then on top of that too, though, it did feel like, and I don't necessarily love to. I don't mean to defend her per se, but I did feel like when he does tell Lydia, it feels like anytime. Now, granted, she is always extra, but
Mhm.
when he uses that word emotional, I
Mhm.
agree with Jake. I said, I don't think it's the right word because she feels like she can't feel anything. Like she's supposed
Yeah.
to be
Yep.
kind of robotic like he is. And I
Mhm.
don't know if they're ever going to get to a place in the middle for both of them.
Yeah.
I don't know. What
it's-
are your thoughts on this whole foolishness?
Yeah, I definitely feel Lydia. Like
Mhm.
you don't want to be told to calm down, when
Yes.
you're like
especially to a
heated.
Puerto Rican woman because she might stab you in the face.
I don't want to be told to calm down and to control your emotions. Like, I don't want to hear that. Let me do me. And you can sit in the corner and be respectful and graceful and do you. But I'm grown. I'm going to react the way I react. I'm not going to get violent. I'm not going to get us arrested, or we're not going to get embarrassed. Like, I'm not going to embarrass the shit out of you. But this is how I
Mhm.
express myself. And you telling me to calm down only makes me feel worse. And like, you're not on my side.
Yes.
And you're judging
not
me.
validating.
And judging. Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
And he knew
Mhm.
that she was that way. It would be
Mm.
different if this was a whole different. But I will say, not in every. I mean, we didn't know all the lies about Uche and all that. But as far as her personality, Lydia's the
Mhm.
one person that we knew exactly who she was on the
Mhm.
first
Yep. Hasn't
day,
changed.
and that
Yep.
stayed. So
Consistent.
She's the
Milton
same.
knew that. He knew that
Yeah.
about her.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know, Justine. What are your thoughts on the foolishness?
Yeah, that's interesting that you. I didn't even like go as far to think about like, oh, she's not only a woman, but she's also Puerto Rican from Puerto Rico. He is a black man who's probably not even allowed to show his anger in that same way,
Right.
and probably
Mhm.
was very much restricted, especially growing up in Texas.
Mm.
And I just wonder. I think about Stacy and her outbursts, and how she's probably never been told to calm her emotions down.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Ever.
not.
Ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
And she has these outbursts all the time because she doesn't get beige flowers. And that's like really wild to me because Milton will leave dirty, moldy towels on the floor. Like, I'm
Right.
going to yell at you and food by the bed. Like, I'm going to yell at you too. I don't
Mhm.
want
Because
you.
his
I don't
mom,
want you
because
to
his
live
mom
with
picked up
this.
his fucking towels,
And he's
so
24.
they wouldn't have a
24.
fight.
He's
He's
24.
He's making $200,000 a year in Houston. Yeah, he's leaving his shit all over the place.
I
Yeah,
mean,
Mhm.
of
he
course
left his
he is.
he left his pack of ones just sitting in the bathroom for you to see.
Exactly,
Mhm.
I will
right.
never
And the
forget that.
leftover wings from Magic City on the bed. Like he
Mhm.
is gonna act like this. And I agree with Natasha, like being told to calm down as
Ooh.
a woman who's angry about something, especially Lydia is bilingual, so she's like really trying to translate in her
She's
head.
Yeah,
trying.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
She's really trying, and
Mhm.
it's just not working. It's just not working.
I'm a gay white man,
Yeah.
and if you tell me to calm down, I'm gonna lose my shit in your face.
Right. Right.
I prom, and I
Yeah.
might scratch your face with my nails too, just for good measure.
Yeah, Poodle
Oh,
gets a little
God.
triggered by that.
Yeah, if you tell me
Oh,
to calm the
gosh.
fuck down, there's gonna be a fight.
It's gonna be an
Ooh,
issue.
boy.
Mhm.
Okay, that was good. So I also just want to say I I like Milton. I want to like Milton.
Yeah, I like
I
Milton
get
too.
annoyed because he's so young, and I'm just like, you have
Mhm.
no
Yeah.
business here. Like
Mhm.
None.
you're too young. But
Yeah.
he is young, but he is old enough to iron his shirt and wear something respectable to a last dinner. What is this wrinkly ass? I get it.
Why did he wear
I
that dry
can't.
fit champion t-shirt?
Moisture
Why?
wicking, moisture.
Moisture
Everything he
wicking.
wears
Look at-
is
it's
moisture wicking.
wicking. Why do you look like you came from Stacy's Pilates studio, bro? Change your clothes. Oh,
Everything is
God.
bought from REI. Everything.
Oh, and you know it was laying on the floor, and he just picked it up
Yeah,
and put it
it's
on.
Yeah.
Smelled it,
yeah.
and he smelled it to see if it
definitely did.
smelled bad, and then he
God.
put it
Definitely.
on.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, I think
Mhm.
I I don't know where to end with that. I think
He need-
anything
needs-
else.
He needs to grow the fuck up. It's really bad because
does.
Milton. Maddie brought this up to me, and I'm like, I like his fresh perspectives on things, and blah blah blah. And he's like, "What if you?" He's like, "Imagine you talking to him or you dating him for a second. And then I went, "Oh, you're right. I wouldn't fuck with that."
No.
When
No.
bitch would say Pythagorean theorem to me one time, and then XYZ axis, I was like, "Can we stop talking about this and fuck? Because that's all you're made good
That's it.
for.
Oh my
Because
God.
you're definitely not good for a relationship."
Mm-mm.
So
yet.
we
Yeah.
did this at the end of our episode 9 that's gone on because this is on our public feed for everybody. So who do you, I mean, normally this takes like a 20-minute process, but since we only have fucking 2
We had
couples,
2 couples.
Wrap this up real quick.
Yep.
so let's take 3 seconds. So for both of you, will they or won't they, and why? So let's start with
Go couple by couple.
Stacy and
Stacey
Izzy.
and Izzy. The preview for Stacy and Izzy was looking rocky. The preview for the weddings episode,
Mhm.
it
Mhm.
looks like he might say something at the altar, and she looks a little bit upset. I'm not sure.
I don't know, but they try to make Tiffany and Brett look like
I
Tiffany was
know.
going to back
Yeah.
out.
They do
so-
edit the
Yeah.
shit out of it. I think they're gonna go through with it. That would be my
Yeah, same.
prediction. Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was
same.
our
It's
idea too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, if someone said no in that relationship, who would it be?
Mhm. Oof.
Ooh.
They both have reason to say no.
I
So
know. I think Stacy. She might think long and hard about the financial stuff and the lying, and might have one good conversation with a sister and be done with him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I even thought Izzy might say it because the very last minute he would say it would be like a Bartice kind of thing. The way Bartice wrote her a note. Remember when Bartice wrote her a
Oh
motherfucking
my
note?
God, that's right.
God.
Remember how awful that
Yeah.
was?
He's terrible.
He is the worst.
He was terrible.
I'm just
And
wow.
I just
sit
have
in
a
the
feeling
corner.
that Izzy might pull one of those.
Pull it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that because he wants to be the nice guy.
He
So
does
he's
wanna
gonna
be
Yeah.
nice.
still all the way to the
Yeah.
end, try to ride that out, and then oh god, yeah. Damn.
All right,
Mm.
Lydia and Milton. Will they
Ugh.
or won't they?
Milton, please say no,
I
baby.
know.
Please say no. Please.
Jessica stands up and objects.
Oh my
Somebody,
God.
please, the sister, the mama, somebody save that
Someone.
child. Yeah.
Oh, I would
But-
love that if the sister went and just like, grabbed him to the side, like pulled him by the ear down the aisle like a child.
Yes, like Bliss's
Mhm.
dad. Remember when Bliss's dad was
Oh.
like,
Yes.
turn around anytime you
Oh.
want. We can go to marry this guy.
I love Bliss so much. I love her.
I
So-
know, I love Bliss too.
So you said, Milton, please say no.
Mhm.
That sounded a little bit like what you want. Do you
I
think
know,
he'll say
yeah.
no?
Oh God.
Sorry, I'm gonna push it. What's
No,
it's
I don't think
reality
he
TV.
is. I don't think he is
Yeah.
because it's so obvious that he's looking for somebody to
I
like
know.
emotionally hold him because he's so
Yeah.
sensitive. He's
Mm.
so tall, and I'm sure people don't take that sensitivity seriously because he's talking
Yeah,
about the
no,
Pythagorean
that's true.
theorem,
And he's
and
a
he,
big, tall
Lydia
guy. Yeah.
like holds all of his emotions, and
Yeah.
he
Yep.
can't. I think it'd
That's
be
a good
hard
way
for
to
him
think
to let
about it.
go.
You know
Also-
what? He is
He's
so
got-
sensitive. Thank you for saying
So
that because he
sensitive,
really
and
is.
that-
yeah.
And that
Yeah.
mom and sister have never validated any part of that.
Yeah.
Nothing.
And
Nothing.
so
Yeah. I think it would be like a big fuck you to his family too.
oh,
I think he
Don't-
wants a
don't
little
rule
bit
that
of
out.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you think Milton's going to say yes too, Natasha?
I do. I
And-
think he's
and
like, I'm a big
Lydia
boy
seems
now,
all in,
and
yeah.
I'm gonna get married, guys.
I'm a big boy
But boy-
now.
Mhm.
Hey,
I'm
Mom,
a
look
big
at
boy
me.
now.
Now.
No, I think Lydia, it'd be a cold day in hell if Lydia said anything but hell yes, stick
Yeah.
it in me, make me a bride now. I don't care what
Mhm.
I have to do.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
think we think they're gonna make it. We think they're gonna say yes.
Get-
They're not gonna make it. Let me be clear.
Right. I was
They're
like,
gonna make it like 3 months, and then she might try to pull Loretta Bobbitt on him.
I think if they both get married, I do not think these couples will be married in 5 years.
no,
no.
neither of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't feel good about either.
Nope.
I don't feel good.
It's a no. An obvious no.
And on that, we did it, y'all. We did it.
Did it.
Justine and
What
Natasha,
a
thank y'all for
season.
y'all are so funny. Thank you for popping
No,
in
this
with
has been
us.
great.
Really,
Thanks for having us.
this has been in the making for a long time, and it just worked out
Yes.
well with y'all
Yes.
doing this and us finally doing Golden Bachelor. So
Yes.
we're very excited. Tell everybody where they can find y'all.
Yeah. Find us on all podcast platforms
Mhm.
for our Love is Blind currently. And then Patreon is where we do all of our Bachelor content. So patreon.com/2blackgirls1rose. 2blackgirls1rose on Instagram, TikTok,
Mhm.
all that good stuff.
Where they have
Their Instagram
very
is
nice
fire,
new
y'all.
pictures.
Yeah, their Instagram is fire. It's
Thanks.
a good
Thank you.
Instagram. It's a lot better than ours. Our producer,
Oh,
Christina, has mentioned this several times, but no, it's a great Instagram. You need to take a
Appreciate
lesson.
that.
We appreciate y'all so much. And so we always end our episodes. We kind of all say this together. Hopefully, as we jump into episode 10, we're on the edge of our seats, all asking us that eternal question that Nick
Vanessa
Lachey
Lachey
in the-
always
in-
whispers.
in her ears. Come on, say it with us.
With
We're going
us.
to ask.
Is
love
Blind.